we were humbled. We were absolutely humbled. We were smacked. We got taught a footballing lesson by Chelsea Football Club today. No two ways about it. I obviously know with this being content creator, obviously there's going to be, all the comments, stay humble, this thing, you can't play all that. And in fairness, I gave it. I got to be able to take it. So I know in the comments, go away, you can't play this, that, and the other. Voila. That's part of the game. You give it, you have to be able to take it. So I'm not going to go and be petty about it. You guys deserved it. I talked a big talk. I lost. I couldn't back it up. We couldn't back it up today. But to get back onto the game, it's I don't know where to begin because there's so many aspects that I could start off on. But first and foremost, I think it's right to go and say congratulations to Chelsea. I think Chelsea today deserved winners. There's no excuse. No this, no that, no this. No. Chelsea completely and utterly smacked PSG around. Not first half, and even for the rest of the game. Deserved winners. Cole Palmer with an absolute masterful performance today. They beat us. They were better than us from minute 1 to the 95th minute, whenever the game ended. Demonstration of power. Maresca completely out-tactic, completely played Luis Enrique, had him thinking, exposed us. So congratulations to Chelsea Football Club for being the winners of the FIFA Club World Cup 2025 edition, the first edition, the inaugural edition of the tournament, and therefore being the best team in the world. Yep, you gotta go and say it. The team that wins this trophy is the best team in the world, which means that as things stand, yes, PSG are European champions, but Chelsea are the best team in the world. And we gotta go and say it like that. This goes for everybody. PSG fans, Arsenal fans, Real Madrid fans, Barca fans, all this. Currently, as things stand, Chelsea are the best team in the world. When a World Cup team, when a team wins the World Cup, we say they're the best team in the world. We have to be consistent. If a team wins the FIFA Club World Cup, they are the best team in the world. It's not PSG. It's Chelsea. So congratulations on that. And then to get back onto PSG. Before I go on and, obviously get on the negative aspects, I also just want to go into perspective, and I'll make a video to detail this out more in depth, but is to go and say, I'll say in French, merci Paris. Merci Paris. Thank you, PSG. Because regardless of course, this loss, it ends off on a really, really low note, and it's disappointing, but this loss does not take away everything that happened before then. The amazing run we had in this FIFA Club World Cup, the amazing, amazing season we've had, the best season in our history, one of the most dominant seasons in the history of football, you could go and argue. Fortunately, it means now that the septuple is not possible, and that the max we can go and do is do a sextuple, winning the UEFA Super Cup and the Intercontinental Cup. But I can't go and say, I don't want to hear anybody go and saying, oh, this is a Mickey Mouse trophy, it's a plastic trophy, this, that, and the other, cardboard trophy. It's a trophy we took seriously. It's a trophy that from the get-go, PSG wanted to win. Yes, if we got knocked out previously or not, it doesn't hurt as much as, losing the Champions League. But it's a final. It's a trophy that was on the line. It's a trophy you want to win it. My idea, my mentality of this tournament was, we're in it, we win it. Unfortunately, we couldn't do that. So it hurts. But as I said previously, it doesn't take away from the tremendous season we had. Thank you to the staff, to the players, to the people in the back, the physios, the chefs, everybody at the club, for allowing me to witness the greatest season of my club's history. And also to you guys, the fans. I know there's going to be a lot of people coming, clowning, but all those who have been here throughout the season, even those who, coming for the hate watchers, honestly, a genuine thank you to all of you guys. Especially with the recent passing of Diogo Jota, it shows that, yes, in football, there's obviously rivalries, all these things, but I hope even for those people who are going to comment on the video that in some aspects, you've been able to be entertained by me, even if it's seeing me, down, desperate, screaming at the thing. At least we can, come here and go and say that beyond the football and whatnot, we've been entertained, and I've allowed you guys to live a good moment on that aspect of things. It goes and shows that that's why we love the game. It happens, obviously. You don't want to go and lose in this fashion. You don't want to go and be on the receiving end of all the mockeries, the "¿Qué fue?" the "¿Qué pasa?" What happened? Stay humble. But it's part of the game. You go and you gave it. You got to be able to take it. And that's the one sort of thing that I said as the game was finishing that I'm going to say not a bit disappointed. Really disappointed in, is that we didn't lose with class. The way in which at the end they're getting the red card, players losing their heads at the full-time whistle. There's a scrum going on. 𝙀𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙏, choke slamming. João Pedro, Donnarumma getting into it. I mean, the game, there wasn't any egregious refereeing decisions. The red card was a deserved red card. He pulls his hair. There's not been, an egregious call that hasn't gone our way and anything. We just lost fair and square. And the lack of class that we showed it really does put a damper on the rest of the season. Other than that, it was one of the best seasons that we've seen in football. The manner in which not only that, winning quadruple, that's been done before, and potentially going on and winning the other trophies, but in the manner of which, especially given where we were previously. So just on that, I want to go and say thank you to PSG. It's unfortunate, the lack of class that we showed at the end there, and I'm assuming there's going to be punishments to Luis Enrique and the players and whatnot, and deservedly so. Give my flowers to Chelsea. Congratulations to them. A lot of people doubted them. And I think one thing that it goes and shows here today is that whatever happens, and I sort of alluded to this in my pregame video, is that a game of football is not played on paper. It's played on the pitch. At the end of the day, I said it's a 90-minute game. I was saying previously, people were saying, this game's done. Forget it. Chelsea has no chance. I said, it's a game of football. Anything can happen. And it showed its dividends. And even despite me going and saying that, I'm not going to lie, I was confident. I thought we were going to go and win this game relatively comfortably with a 2-0 victories with my prediction. And not only was I wrong, but not only did we not score at all this time around, but we conceded 3. PSG this entire tournament up till now had only conceded 1 goal in the entire tournament. The last time, cumulatively, PSG had conceded 3 goals, I think you have to go and take this game, or the Botafogo game, the game against Arsenal, where you conceded 1. And I think you have to go back to potentially a league game. I think this is the first time that PSG have conceded 3 goals in a game, let alone in a half. I think they said back in in a game, it was back to, I think we did in the league, but also against obviously Aston Villa in the Champions League when we lost 3-2. And I think sometime it happened in the league as well. When we lost 3-1 to Nice. So it goes to show that it was a really, 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 really perfect, honestly perfect Chelsea performance. PSG got PSG today. What we did to Real Madrid, to Inter Milan, to maybe not Bayern Munich, but to all those teams, they did to us today. Completely and utterly smacking us. 3-0 at halftime, 3-0 within 45 minutes. What we did to Real Madrid, what we did to Inter Milan, they did to us. And I guess now we know what it feels to be on the receiving end of that. So again, I can't harp on this and continue on more, but really congratulations to Chelsea and for what an exploit. I said before that no PSG player or no Chelsea player gets into the PSG squad. And, I probably was, over exaggerating there. But even if with that, it just goes to show once again that football is not played on the paper, but it's played on the pitch. And for all that, for all the players, the glitz and glamours, not that, PSG's, Galactical side by any means, but form and whatnot that doesn't matter. At the end of the day, when the whistle starts, it's 11 men versus 11 men, and anything can happen. It starts at 0-0. The game did not start at 2-0 for PSG, it started at 0-0. So that's the thing that for me to go and remember, as well as for just football fans in general to go and remember. To get on to the game itself, this is probably the worst performance PSG have had, probably, I go and argue, in Luis Enrique era, because the only comparable performance we had to this was getting absolutely smacked 4-1 against Newcastle, what I call the massacre of Newcastle. And honestly, this game is worse because not only for one, it's a final, it's also the same score line that you lost by 3 goals. But in that game, at least in Newcastle, first and foremost, it was a brand new team. It was early on in the season. It was Luis Enrique's, first steps in the Champions League, this, that, and the other. But even beyond that, also, I also thought that PSG were really unfortunate in that game, in that I don't think it was a 4-1 game, maybe 4-3, 4-2, but not a 4-1 game. You look at the goals, the XG, so on and so forth. It wasn't nearly as domineering by Newcastle, even though Newcastle were more than deserved to win. But today, nah. Today, a 3-0 is a correct scoreline for the game. Completely incorrectly. PSG could not create chances. PSG got outworked, outpressed. They had better finishing than us, more shots on target. In every big metric, well, obviously possession passes, which PSG obviously will always dominate. Chelsea are better than you in completely. And that I would go on to say, congratulations to 𝙀𝙬𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙬 Maresca. I think the first coach in a good run of games now to actually outcoach Luis Enrique. Because yes, obviously PSG lost to Botafogo, but PSG that game was a group stage game. You rotated your squad, this, that, and the other, and it was a very defensive performance with Botafogo. But today, obviously, Chelsea defended deep, but they also they hurt you where it hurt most. They came on our left side, a side that honestly probably an area where I didn't even think PSG was particularly weak. You'd argue that our left side was probably our strongest side defensively speaking, and Chelsea went and exploited that, found a gap, a chink in our armor, a gap in our armor that we didn't even know we had, which was long balls going on, running at the back of us. And it worked to perfection for them. Every single one of Chelsea's goals came from that left side. And so fair enough, completely fair play to 𝙀𝙬𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙬. Looking here at the momentum, I mean, you'll go and you say that, it was pretty even. Overall, Chelsea obviously dominating the first 10 minutes of the game. Then PSG came back, then Chelsea came, scored their goal, and it's pretty even here. Scored their goal again. Then it was PSG dominating, and they scored their goal right before halftime. And the second half, obviously, was all PSG. But even still, moments of Chelsea dominance or moments of waves of Chelsea coming in here. And obviously the red card at the end there, and then it was all PSG at the end there. But it was a controlled, professional performance from Chelsea and the Blues. And there's no two ways about that. Getting on to the actual statistics of the game. Obviously, as I previously said, PSG had most of the possession to Chelsea's 66 to Chelsea's 34. But Chelsea had the higher XG, more shots, one less shot on target, more big chances, less passes, but XG in every single aspect here. More shots on target, more shots off target, one less shot on target, same amount of block shots inside the box 8-5, shots outside the box 2-3 in favor of PSG. So it goes to show that PSG really did not create chances. PSG only had an XG of 0.53. Madrid last game had an XG of 0.7, which is equivalent to roughly a penalty. So PSG weren't even expected to score a goal here. I go and say there was one chance, 𝙬𝙬𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙬, where he tried to square for Hakimi, was being a bit too unselfish in that. I think that's a moment where stop trying to pass the ball into that, just shoot it yourself. There's another shot where he took in the first half, which was, in fairness, sort of center of goal, but it was still a great save by Sanchez. Then there's also the Dembele shot that came in the second half, where it's an excellent save by Sanchez. I haven't seen it back. Maybe you could argue Dembele could, the ball was caught under his feet a bit. But again, it was a great save. You can't take away anything from the save. And then Donnarumma as well had a ridiculous save on that Liam Delap chance. And so, yeah, there's no way. It's not like, we had the, no. You got beat plain, fair, and square. I'll go on and I want to talk about first and foremost Chelsea, because I do think Chelsea really do deserve their flowers here. And there's nowhere else to start than Cole Palmer, man of the match today, 9.3, 2 goals and an assist today, completely dominated the game, caused us so many problems, had a first shot in the first 10 minutes, or whistled by the post. That was honestly the danger shot. And honestly, it was foreshadowing for things to come, where he scored basically the exact same finish, comes inside, bottom side, far post, golazo. Nothing much that Donnarumma could do there. Maybe you can say he's a bit unsided and he probably could have, if he dived earlier, but no, it's true, brilliantly finishes by Cole Palmer, gets the assist as well, perfectly weighted ball for João Pedro, who then scoops it over Donnarumma to make it 3-0 within 45 minutes. João Pedro as well, once again, I guess it says here, lost the most duels, played 67 minutes, got an assist, was causing issues, running in behind. Yes, he was offside quite a few times, but just the fact that he was close and whatnot caused PSG to, think a bit twice a couple of times. It was really dangerous. Thought Pedro Neto, even though honestly probably did not see him at all offensively, but put an absolute clinic defensively, really tracking Hakimi here. That was a thing that a lot of people were going and saying from, I guess, the English country side, that he would be really important in helping Cucurella there, and helping the defensive runs from Hakimi, and it showed dividends. Cucurella again played well today. Caicedo absolutely bossed that midfield, was just not letting Vitinha get onto the ball, not allowing Vitinha to get anything. Enzo Fernandez, probably one of the weaker Chelsea players today, but still him again as well, at times going in, having a man-on-man press with Vitinha. not allowing him to go and do what he does best. 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙬 again, same thing. Controlled, calm performance. Malo Gusto absolutely cooked us, torched us on our left hand side. Defensively was absolutely good. Wasn't really troubled much by Kvara. The chances that he did have, I thought he defended them really well. And then offensively was an absolute nightmare for Nuno Mendes today, along with Cole Palmer. Sanchez, their keeper, was absolutely excellent today. Made the couple saves he needed to do. There was only at the end there where he, went and got pressed by Barcola or was it Gonçalo Ramos, but didn't lead to anything. Was good. Made the saves he needed to do. That's what a top class keeper does. And in fairness for him, who's gotten a lot of criticism. Oh my God, I can't speak. Criticism over the years. I thought he responded well and played really well for Chelsea today. Their back line, their center back pairing, 𝙬𝙬𝘾𝘼𝙎, I thought was good today. Didn't have much to do. 𝙬𝙬𝘾𝘼𝙎, I thought was an excellent center back today. And just overall, the Chelsea performance was really good. I thought obviously Cole Palmer is going to come out and shine, but I thought it was just a very, very good controlled performance. And today, like PSG have done to so many other teams, it's just the collective that was extremely, extremely, extremely good. And from the PSG aspect of it, I mean, I think we'll start off from the back. Donnarumma. It's hard because he didn't. There's not much that he could have done. I mean, the first two goals were just brilliant finishes by Cole Palmer. The third one, he gets chipped. He comes out. There's not much he can do. You can say, he's 6'6", but it's a brilliant finish by João Pedro. Maybe he comes out a bit earlier, but again, I think it's just a great finish. So yeah, ball as he was okay. Hakimi today, I think, unfortunately today, it was just his off day. Wasn't there. Passes were going astray. Wasn't able to really get in behind. He got in behind a couple times. Wasn't making the correct decision. Was fouling. Was getting a bit, tempered. Losing his temper a bit. Not a great game by Hakimi. Marquinhos today, I thought he was fine today. I don't have any recollection of him, losing or having anything crazy happen negatively on this aspect. But it's just, the two goals, he's not really there. Maybe you can argue he can come back, press Palmer a bit more on them. But again, just average today. And then Beraldo, how he's got a 5.9 here, I don't know. Honestly, what I said there about Beraldo better than 𝙀𝙀𝙀, that's false. That's false. He's just as error prone. I thought, he playing him as a left-sided center back would, help it. No. Every single time there was one-on-one with João Pedro or Liam Delap, he got beat. He got beat, made rash challenges. Honestly, there was one in the second half where he goes, makes the challenges, doesn't even makes slide tackles, doesn't clear it, is just about saved. I think was it Nuno Mendes coming back? Yeah, absolutely disaster class from Lucas Beraldo today. And it really does put into perspective. You got Pacho, you got Hernandez. We're talking about PSG needing a right-side-footed center back. I don't know, maybe send up Beraldo on loan. He's still young, 21 years old, so I don't want to then bury him right now, but wow, really, really not a good performance by him today. Nuno Mendes, I think today, again, it just wasn't his day. Completely wasn't his day defensively. Really, 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 really suffered with Malo Gusto and Cole Palmer coming in. Did win a couple of duels, so on and so forth. So if I look at tackles and whatnot, I think he won none. Tackles won 0 out of 3. Got dribbled past twice. So yeah, just not his day today. In terms of duels, he won 5, but lost 5 as well. So yeah, just not Nuno Mendes' day. João Neves, again, was fouled the most, was the most accurate passer with 98, and won the most duels with 12, but again, not his day. Wasn't able to be nearly as influential. Couldn't get the ball back. Was just outworked in that midfield by Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo specifically, and obviously taking that red card. It just shows emblematic. João Neves is a really, really, really good guy. Never really has any temperament issues. Has been absolutely A-star, A-class. Probably one of the signings of the season. Up there. All our signings, especially before Kvara came, were just absolute top class. But today goes and shows he was frustrated. Telling getting get up, pulls his hair. I think he just lost his temper. I don't want to go and say, he's young. No. Regardless, he's 20 years old. He should know better. Even if he was 17, 18, 15, he should know better. What he's done there is a clear red card. I saw it. Immediately after seeing it, I'm like, yeah, that could be a red card, and it's a deserved red card. There's no debate that can be had there. Vitinha completed the most passes again with 91. Typical. I thought today crosses into the box from set plays weren't good. At times he was a bit slow. Wasn't daring enough. I thought he was okay aside from that, but again, just not enough. Chelsea played it really well. They also made it really difficult on him. Oftentimes, man marking him, having two people coming and pressing him, mainly making sure that he couldn't go and set up for PSG and do what he does best: get the ball low, distribute passes, run through defenses. He was able to do so a couple of times, and that is where PSG hurt Chelsea the most. But again, he was just stifled today by Chelsea, and it happens in football. It happens in times. Fabian Ruiz today, I thought, again, defensively was all right. Came back, just struggled overall. But just like the entire team, it's like with PSG today, I don't think there's really anybody who had a generational disaster. Perhaps Beraldo. It's just that the entire team today was just not good enough. And I think it's more so that Chelsea were really too good for PSG rather than PSG not being good enough. And I'll talk about what the reason may be later on. And for the PSG perspective, our front three, 𝙀𝙬𝘖𝙀𝙬 today, I thought was really poor today. Didn't really do much. Had one shot, dribbling wise. Didn't really go and attack his defender. There was only one chance where he beat his man. Was able to get a cross in, but apart from that, Malo Gusto completely, absolutely pocketed him. You have to be honest here. Can't lie about it. Not his day. If we look at chances created, none. Successful dribbles, 1 out of 3. Dispossessed twice. And specifically with him, I remember was it the third goal or the second goal? I think it's the second goal. The second goal where, is it that one? It's either the second or the third goal. I can't get it mixed up. Where I remember Chelsea had gotten the ball, they're attacking. Nuno Mendes is screaming, "Get back, run back!" And I think today also it just shows, I don't know what the reason is. Maybe they thought, Chelsea's not that good offensively, so on and so forth. They underestimated them. But I was like screaming, going, get back, get back. And obviously, you've got Cole Palmer, who's one of the best in his position in the world. So comfortable on the ball, goes, fakes a shot, brilliant fake pass to João Pedro, slots inside, fakes a shot, goes, slots it in the bottom right, left corner for him, bottom right corner for Gigi Donnarumma. And just like that, it was 2-0, or whether it's the third goal. But again, that was just a lack of effort, I think, from PSG players at times coming up. Like sometimes we're seeing 4-on-4s for PSG from the other aspect where this was against Inter. You have 𝙀𝙬𝘖𝙀𝙀 coming back, hustling to get back. What the reason that is, I'll go and touch on those things later on. Going and talking about 𝙀𝙬 today. I've seen a couple people, or one, I thought 𝙀𝙬, honestly, probably today, you could argue was probably our best player. There's the fact that there's that first chance that now in hindsight really looks damning, and that he tried to square to Hakimi. In a chance like that, just shoot it yourself, Des. Just shoot it yourself. Apart from that, he was lively, completed the most dribbles with 4. I thought, how many times was he dispossessed today? Let's see, dispossessed once. There was that one chance, I think that was against Moses Caicedo, who tried to dribble him and he lost it. Again, yeah, but I thought today it wasn't, like I thought, again, just given how PSG played today, I don't think that he was probably our best player on the pitch. Was lively, was dribbling. There was chances where he was relieving pressure from us, dribbling on that right-hand side, especially for a side that's not natural to him. I thought he did okay, did the best that he reasonably could. Had a shot also in that first half where it gets, it's a good save by Robert Sanchez. That was our best spark, honestly, in the 2 legs. And then obviously talk about Ousmane Dembélé. Obviously now with the performance, you got to be honest here today. Dembélé did not have a good game. Didn't see him at all today. One chance created. There was that, the shot that he had in the second half. Could argue maybe should do better with that. 44 touches, shots, only that one shot he had again, as I said. 2 touches in the opposition box, passes in the final third, 4. Didn't get on the ball much. Was sort of almost on the wing. Didn't really do much and bring into the play. Didn't drop in deep, get the ball and drive at people. Not a good Dembélé performance. Plain and simple. Just wasn't there. Not a disaster class necessarily per se, but just not a good Dembélé performance, honestly. You got to be honest with it. And obviously now there's going to be the talks on, the Ballon d'Or. It's not so... Listen, in the same way that, yes, a single game probably decreases the chances that he wins it, or he's not going to win as netly, we're going to say as comfortably, but I still think he goes and win it. And I'll make videos about that later on. But overall, how do you explain the loss? Honestly, in this game, there's no excuses that can be made. You lost to Chelsea. You had your best team out there. Obviously, you were missing Pacho, but again, you played with Beraldo against Real Madrid, who, yes, for all the issues with Real Madrid, it's still Real Madrid, and you beat them 4-0. So you can't use that as an excuse. Everybody else there was fit. There's no injuries that you had. The only thing, and the one thing, maybe mitigating circumstance you can go and argue, is that it's been a long season. This is, I think, PSG's something like 66th game or something like that, nearly on 70 games, and that perhaps took a toll on you. Obviously, things like, the weather, it was hot for both teams. You can't use that as an excuse. I think today it's just, it happens in football. You were beaten netly by a team. There's no two ways about that. You lost fair and square. And sometimes it happens in football. It's unfortunate. You obviously would have wanted to have won this game, especially the inaugural tournament of the FIFA Club World Cup. It also would have meant that capped a historic season, one of the best seasons in football in history, winning, not only being European champions, but being world champions as well. And that massively puts a significant damper on that. And it's hard. It means that, at least the good thing, the positive you can draw from this is that, you managed to go and get to the final. You played every single possible game that you could this season, literally every single possible game, whether that's Champions League, Coupe de France, League, Club World Cup. You played every single possible game, and that can't be taken away from PSG. But we're just simply absolutely smacked today by a better team today. And kudos once again. Can't give more of my flowers to Chelsea here today. Doesn't diminish what you did, as I said previously in the video, what you did previously. It's still a historic season, historic quadruple for PSG. And you still have the chance to go and win the UEFA Super Cup and the Intercontinental Cup in December and August, in a month's time right now. But from Luis Enrique, again, as I said previously, it's unfortunate how things ended off, the lack of class and, going and fighting with players and whatnot. It seems like they made up at the end. But it's unfortunate with all the odds of the world going and getting smacked like that, getting PSG'd in a final. But it's a learning, it's a moment to learn. Just like Chelsea, if I go back here, we look at the average age of the squad here. Chelsea's was 24.7, PSG's is 25.2. Both extremely young squads, and squads that are definitely here for the future. And we're still a young squad. I go in again and remind people that what PSG did was definitely ahead of schedule, going and winning a quadruple in our second season with Luis Enrique, the Champions League, and all these awards was a medium to long-term project. And being as good as you are right now shows that you're ahead of schedule. It doesn't, again, diminish what you've done. And it just means that there's work to be done. There's still higher summits to reach for PSG coming into next season. But I think I've gone and addressed most of the things that I wanted to. You lost fair and square. There's no excuse that can be made. You played, and the game was done in the first half. You didn't defend well. They exploited your weaknesses to their max really well. Even you could argue they didn't really sit that deep, in fairness. It's not like they went and played terrorism ball. Even that second half, if I go back and I look at the statistics, not only did they have the higher XG in the first half with 1.33, but they also had the higher XG in the second half. So for all that, congratulations to Chelsea once again. And PSG were simply beaten. And we got humbled. And obviously now I know all of the, 𝙎𝙊𝘾𝘼𝙎𝙏, 𝙀𝙬𝙦 d'Or, stay humble, all this is going to come. And hey, that's how it is. As I said previously in the video, if I give it, I got to be able to take it. And so, I guess I'll welcome them, all the mockeries, all this stuff. And there's not much more to say. Thank you guys all for the journey. That concludes technically the 2024-2025 season, club season. It's been an absolute journey. Thank you to everybody that's been there since match day one and the Champions League or the league and whatnot, talking about it. And hopefully the 2025-2026 season for PSG and also for our community here is going to be even better than this year was. And we'll move on to bigger and better things. Obviously the World Cup next season and all that. But it's been a pleasure as always, guys. Thank you guys very much for listening and tuning into the video. And remember, stay safe, stay kind, and stay blessed. Godspeed.